Okay, we're gonna start in 30 seconds. I need you to keep quiet because I have to have the mics up. Okay? Thanks.
Now that one's
Well, hello again, and thank you for the opportunity to come into either your computer, your home, but the fact of the matter is you are here in the Jazz Zone. My name is Roscoe Lee Owens, and I am your host in the Jazz Zone. And as I start most times like none other, we have with us an absolutely outstanding artist and a young lady that I've known for some years that is now the featured artist for the Pan African Film and Art Festival 2008. Her name is Diana Shannon Young.
exactly.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, first of all, for being here.
And
We're
thank you for
blessed to
having me.
even have you. Uh, First of all, you're an absolutely excellent artist. I've seen your work for years. I've been able to work with you. And I just want to start this interview out by your participation and a congratulations to you for being chosen as the featured artist this year for Pan African Film Festival. Let me ask, Dan, how long have you been painting and how come painting became a major passion for you?
I've been painting most of my life, Roscoe. It is a major passion for me. I consider it just what I do. You know, how some people say, well, that's my job or this is how I make a living. I look at it, that's just what I do. And I really don't think I can survive without painting. You know, I really love it, and I love the color. I love mixing colors. I love to collect art. I also support a lot of other artists. So it's a very, very intricate part of my life.
Not only the passion, I know that you've owned art galleries as well.
Oh, yes, yes. I have had several art galleries featuring my own work as well as some other prominent African American artists. Years ago, back in the mid 70s, I had a gallery and a mail order company, one of the first full color catalog mail order companies based out of Stockton, California.
At that time, were you working with a lot of African American artists, or
I had a gallery and frame shop where I just had the general public, which actually in Stockton, 95% of the clientele was non-African American, and we started the mail order company to reach African Americans with the artwork. Believe it or not, we had brochures in Essence Magazine and American Visions, which is a division of the Smithsonian Institute. We put inserts in there, and we got all kinds of calls from artists all over the country that had no place to showcase their art. So that really is what started the galleries to branch more into the African American art.
I started collecting some years back, like you. I was
Mm-hmm.
at the October Gallery
Oh
many years
yes.
ago and started buying, and then I got involved and I went from buying prints to limited editions to originals to collecting artists like yourself and other African American artists. Actually, a lot of minority artists, I should say, like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to speak to your collection and your collecting artists and being involved in showcasing artists. Um, some of the artists that you know that have grown a lot in this from the 70s to right now 2008 that you've shown in your gallery would be who?
Well, some of these artists, fortunate for the Pan African Film Festival, will be participating in the event. There's people like Charles Bibbs, who started years ago, and I believe he was the featured artist last year
Yes.
at the Pan African Film Festival. We have Kenneth Gatewood, who has also been around a long time, and he will be showcasing his work. I understand from him just recently he's decided to come on board. There's Kathleen Wilson, Nathaniel Bustian, who I believe is from right in Pasadena. He does beautiful sculpture, and he's known as a master printmaker. All of these people, as well as others, we have Woodrow Nash that does these beautiful life-size clay sculpture. They're all excellent artists, and so there's something for the novice collector as well as the seasoned collector. And a lot of these artists I've seen grow from just starting at little shows and little festivals, and now they're world renowned.
Yes, you know, as you were mentioning the artists, I just could see the growth. I remember we did a 40th birthday party for Cynthia St. James.
Oh,
at a
yes, she's
gallery.
another excellent artist.
Excellent. And you just completed, well, you're participating in a show, Color Purple,
Oh,
at the
yes.
626 Art Gallery.
Yes, 626 Art Gallery is a venue of a gallery that's owned by Charles Bibbs, and they feature actually artists of all ethnicity. The Color Purple, which does run the gamut of all different artists, but everything that is there is geared toward the Color Purple itself or the film and or play production, The Color Purple. It runs and coincides with the running of the production at the Amundsen Theater. And I am one of the featured artists as well. There's maybe about 20, 25 different artists, and the show is just phenomenal.
Yeah, Deborah Cedric was there. And,
Yes,
and,
Pancho Brown.
That was a great reception. That
Yes.
was a great reception. And some great work on the wall as well. Collectors of yours.
Ooh, of my own work personally, even though I have sold to other artists' work too, people that collect, I have work in the collection of Earl and Johnny Graves, who are the publishers of Black Enterprise Magazine. The national director of the National Black MBA Association, Barbara Thomas, she's one of my biggest collectors. She has numerous originals. Some I wish I could get back, but she won't give them up. And Shirley Wallace, who is a real entrepreneur and real estate investor from San Diego. She's also real big with children events. She sponsors a lot of fundraisers for children activities and for the community there in San Diego. She's really well known there. Some celebrities, I've worked with Billy D. Williams. He's also an artist and a collector, and we have some of each other's work. And they're just too numerous to name, actually. I've been commissioned to do work for the Congressional Black Caucus as well.
I saw that in your notes.
Yes. In 2004, I was selected to do a piece, and I hope to do something for them this year as well. I did a piece called Every Vote Counts, and it was some people rushing to the polling place, which we did giclée prints and posters of. Then I did another piece for them called No Vote, No Voice. It was people standing, holding ballots with their mouths open, because if you look at my work, I really have I'm really interested in the mouth.
Right. The expression,
the expression of the mouth.
I saw the way they stand, they lean. They're communicating so that the eye of the beholder gets to understand the impression that is coming off, that they can feel and see themselves in their work.
Yes, it works well. You can see the people without having features. You can tell what they're thinking or what they're on their way to do. Like on Every Vote Counts and No Vote, No Voice, you can see in the way they're rushing in their body language that they're in a hurry to get to that polling place. And that's what we hope people are going to do this year as well, be in a hurry to get to the polling place.
Yeah, down at the Crenshaw Baldwin Hills Mall, where you're
Exactly.
going to be exhibiting featured artists. While we do that, let's do a segue right into this piece that's right here on top, because we're Jazz Zone, and of course music is just such a wonderful apparatus. But it's a lot going on in terms of even the texture of the work as well. Wouldn't you speak on this particular piece right here at the top?
Yes, this is a collage piece. You would say that because I also have incorporated fabric as well as the texture in it. I do a lot of jazz pieces, and I get commissions from individuals and corporations to do jazz pieces showing either combo or individual musicians, and I've had one lady that had me do a big piece for over her fireplace and then do some smaller pieces to go up the fireplace. This particular piece shows the lady on the piano, reminiscent of the 1930s. This was another piece that I was going to put into the Color Purple exhibit, but I didn't finish it in time because I did have some other pieces that I had finished. But I wanted to show that 1930, 20, 30, 40 genre. So she's on the piano with that old headdress and lace. And, you know, women were very feminine in those times, too.
Yes.
And they wore flowing dresses and
Classy.
Classy, yes.
Now, this is a work in progress as well.
This is a work in progress. I've been texturizing and painting. Most of my work take quite a while. You know, people say, well, can you do something for me like in a couple of days or something? I can't paint like that. But however, I do paint anywhere from 5 to 10 pieces at a time because I'm waiting for things to dry. I'm moving texture around and moving the paint around and changing colors. And if I mix my own colors as well, and if I mix a color that I really enjoy, I may want to use it on more than one painting.
Right, right. Now, is this acrylic oil or?
This is acrylic on canvas. I work in acrylic on canvas, and I work in acrylic on paper, pastel and acrylic on paper as well. And my favorite medium, I guess, would be acrylic, but I work in oil sometimes, and sometimes people mistake my work for oil because I do have so much heavy texture on it.
Yes, it's beautiful. And
Thank
that
you.
piece is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder, but this piece, because I want you still in this particular looking forward, here is a young lady's
And gentlemen,
or gentleman, yeah,
there's
choir,
two men in there.
looks
It's a
like
choir.
to me. Yeah,
it's called Voices in Praise.
Voices in Praise.
Yes, and it's an entire choir, and Sunday morning, and they're, you know, belting out the gospel.
Voices in Praise.
Yes.
And acrylic as well.
Acrylic as well, and a lot of texture. It's one of my favorite pieces, and it says, you know, a lot about a Sunday morning and about the joy you feel, you know, when you're singing in church and just expressing yourself.
Well, it sounds like we go from music to praise and praise and praise. And the name again is?
Voices in Praise.
This is going to be available at the...
Yes, that will be available at the Pan-African Film Festival. I also have prints of that, Giclée prints, and I have them in the same size that originals in 30 by 40, and I offer them in a smaller size.
Great, because I wanted to ask you about that in terms of originals, because some people want your original work, but maybe their economics is not there at this particular time. And then, of course, we're certainly glad that those that can afford to enjoy your work and purchase, become collectors of yours. The Giclées and the limited edition, these are also for collectors, but at a different cost factor.
Yes, definitely. Considerably less. Giclée is a art form, a printing form, where the ink is sprayed on the paper in so many hundreds of thousands of droplets per second. The image is scanned into computer, which also means that it picks up everything from the original. So a lot of artists are utilizing the Giclée process, even though it's only been around about 30 years, the printers that print it, because it has so much depth, texture, and detail from your original. It also can be done on canvas or paper. Mine are all done on heavy watercolor paper so that I can go back sometimes and repaint certain areas in. So you get sort of like a semi-original, but you don't have the cost of the original.
They call that like a restrike? when you go back
They
in
call it
and-
embellishing.
Embellishing.
Yes, you go back and embellish. Some artists do that and some don't.
Well, it sounds like the gentleman over your shoulder are embellishing the opportunity to relax and go fishing.
Oh yes, that's called looking for the big one. Actually,
Ooh, yes, indeed. Looking for the big one.
Actually, they've been
Yes.
fishing all day, but they had the one in the back here.
Uh-huh.
He has some fish, but they're all too small for what they're looking for. So they're going out one more time looking for the big one.
Looking for the big one.
Now, I do fishing, and I get a lot of commissions for that because I used to have a gallery in Northern California right on the banks near the San Joaquin River.
Oh, wow.
And after work every day, I fished.
Well, that had to be a beautiful space.
It was a
too.
beautiful space. It was inside of a Hilton hotel. And I was just fortunate that I liked to fish, and the river was right there. So I would walk down to the river after work and sometimes and fish in the summertime.
Isn't it wonderful to have receive a gift that becomes a passion?
Oh, definitely.
That takes care of you and your family through economics because of the fact that you've developed it. to the extent that you do.
It's a lot of hard work, but it's worth it. Worth every minute.
I totally understand and totally agree to that. Now we have some beautiful pastels of flowers right over on your shoulder here under that plant. A lot of texture.
Again, a lot of texture. I love the texture, and I love the color, bold colors, bright colors, and I like the idea that when you put the texture, it looks like the work is almost jumping off the canvas. And I work real hard to get that effect, even with the flowers. So my flowers are very sought after, and the mood for them is very colorful and bright. You can put one of the florals in an entryway or in the living area or whatever, and it would be an excellent selection.
It's excellent, and the little vase, and then all this
All
wonderful,
those blossoms.
and the soft colors that you have in there. Almost feels like Easter, springtime, something like that. That's happening at that point.
Yeah, springtime bouquet.
Is that the name of it?
That's the name of it.
Ooh, we are on
You
it.
good.
I'm gonna move this out of the way for a second. Springtime bouquet. But you know, this is very interesting. Now, I just wanted to kind of set this here and see if they can see this without hiding us. Can you?
Yes.
Yeah. Can
The
you share
mask.
with us what? I know this is. You can see it right on camera as well. Hopefully, you can see it out in the audience. Very, very good, beautiful piece. Share something about this particular work.
Now, that's one thing about my work. I work actually in moods, believe it or not. This is like a mask. When I'm working on something like this, a mask or the music pieces, I can't do the florals or the women that I do. And I have to be in a certain mood for these. As you can see, the colors in the music pieces and the mask are generally bolder, deeper, and brighter than the colors in the figurative of people at church or women or flowers.
Right.
But this particular mask and some of the other masks that I've done, what I do is I use reference from African masks to get the shape and or the general concept of the mask, and then I make them abstract. I like the idea that you can tell that it's a mask, but there's a lot going on in it, not only with the texture, but also with the colors and different designs. And that is one of my favorite things to do. This mask here is
Thank you very much.
from a Nigerian mask that I found in a book. And I took it and adapted it to my own style. And that's the whole thing about art. You, as an artist, you have to develop your own style. And I do get compliments that my style is different from a lot of other artists, and that's one of the reasons people enjoy it, the texture and the style and the colors.
I said, let me have a Diane Shannon Young piece. And so in terms of the presentation, this work will be there as well?
Oh yes, I'll have
Yes.
plenty of originals as well as reproductions of some of the work. I'll have small originals, and that's one thing that people should know about the festival. There's artwork out there from well-known artists as well as up-and-coming artists, and the price ranges are very versatile. It's from as little as $10 probably up to into the thousands and thousands. It's really a fine art venue, and there are really notable artists there that should be a welcome addition to even the season collectors collection.
That's correct. I know I've been working with Alon, who is the
Very
director, very, very talented young man that has put together just an excellent tapestry of work from painting to clothing to the shirt that he's done and so many other things in terms, and notwithstanding that, an excellent coordinator of making sure that this fine art exhibit brings together some of the world's greatest fine artists and a show that the collectors, because it's very, very important that the collectors, not only here in the city, but the ones that fly in for this, understand that they're looking at some up-and-coming artists, some very, very established artists, and some surprises that they won't even know about till they arrive at the show themselves. Let's talk about other activities that you're involved in that kind of surrounds the art that you're doing now.
I have several galleries around the country that show my work, and I'm including a gallery called Art Jazz in Philadelphia at the National Black Fine Arts Show in New York that's held every January, end of January, early February. I participate in several other fundraisers. I do fundraisers for Black Enterprise Magazine. I attend a lot of their events, the Entrepreneur Conference they do, and their Golf and Tennis Challenge. I donate numerous paintings, prints to organizations to raise money for any worthy cause that some of the particular ones are, there's an organization in Chicago called the Joy Luck Center, and they raise money for AIDS awareness, and so I participate with them, donating work for auctioning. And I'm just really busy when it comes to the arts. I belong to several museums, and I travel a lot with the artwork, and also represent several other artists.
Now, children?
Yes, I have two daughters, one 12 and one 7. They're getting accustomed. They're my stepdaughters, so they're getting accustomed to the United States. They're here from Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
Actually, my husband is Jamaican. He's also an artist, and we were going back and forth. But their mother passed away not long ago, so now they're here with us. So yes, I do have two children.
Are they? They enjoy art, of course. They have to enjoy it.
Yes, they do. They're always bringing drawings to me in my studio or wherever I'm working. Look what I've done.
Okay.
I want to be an artist when I grow up too.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a major compliment.
Yes, it definitely
You
is.
know, I want to get back to the Pan-African Film and Art Festival.
Yes,
The dates are from February the 7th through February 18th.
correct.
Okay. Now, I know that you're going to be in Bradley Court, which is the center court as you come into the Crenshaw Baldwin Hills Mall. That is where the featured artist is every year.
Yes, that's where I'll be.
How many years have you participated in the Pan-African Film Festival?
Actually, I participated in the art section of that film festival before it was even connected to the film festival. It had been there about, I would say, over 20 years.
Yes.
And I think that was a perfect marriage, though, for the film and art to join together. When the film festival came in at the Magic Johnson Theater, it was then they kind of adopted the art festival, and they work well together. I think they're both art, and people that are culturally aware and want to see more art and film, it's a perfect venue. Some people come into the mall while they're waiting for their film to start, and some people come after their film has they've completed their viewing.
And you know what? Let's be sure that we invite them.
Oh, definitely.
Because people have come to the mall, and actually, you're absolutely right. I remember Barbara Wesson had began the Salute to African American Artists.
Exactly.
That was the name of the show at that time at the Crenshaw Baldwin Hills Mall. And as things progressed, when the film festival came, it was a great marriage. And as any marriage, it took a little bit of time to get it together so we could feel very, very comfortable together because it is the arts.
Yes.
And many people initially had come to the show and left. And there are many people that are coming to the show and coming over to be sure that they do not miss the opportunity to collect some great work. And definitely do not miss the opportunity to meet you. You know, as a collector, it is always my opportunity and my pleasure to meet the artist because there's a lot more than just picking up a piece of art and having it at home and enjoying it. Because by having the essence of the artist, pulling out the essence of the work, it becomes a very meaningful part of the collection. You know?
And a lot of people do enjoy that. They enjoy meeting the artists. So it's an excellent opportunity to come out and meet all of these artists firsthand and artists that you may have never met before.
Yeah, had the opportunity to meet.
Didn't have the opportunity. And the collectors do come from all over. I have a lady that comes every year from Denver. And she flies in and buys a couple of pieces and flies back.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming in from Denver and wherever you come from to come into the city of Los Angeles. Enjoy, because there's many creative talent that will be there in terms of the filmmakers. There's various seminars that are going on talking about the film and information going on, speaking of art and how to collect. having the opportunity to walk and meet several of the different artists and see and participate, and that's the main thing.
That's important.
Because you could come and you could see, but you have to participate, which means bring your plastic with you,
Of
or maybe
course.
just plenty green, to come and collect. Diane, you said you've been a part of it when it was the Salute to African American Artists.
Exactly.
And now National Black Arts Festival, you were involved with that as well in Atlanta?
I usually attend that particular event as a collector and an art dealer. I only shown there one time because it overlaps with some other events that I've been doing for years. I do work with the National Medical Association. I've done covers for their journal, and usually that's the time of the year that they meet, and I usually work with them at that time. So the National Black Fine Arts Show Festival in Atlanta is a great venue, but it just happens to conflict with other events that I do.
Well, they have several events throughout the United States and all over the world, and you can't make them all.
But this is by far the premier event, the Pan-African Film Festival. I mean, where else can you go and see art and enjoy first-run movies and film in one place? Only at the Pan-African Film Festival.
2008, Diane Shannon Young, featured artist. You know, you have to be there.
Yes.
I want to say, in fact, no, I want you to give the audience whatever you want to give them at this point. We're getting ready to close out our show, but there's something that's very important to you, and it's the question that I didn't ask. Please answer it, whichever that is.
Well, mainly the one concerning the support of the Pan-African Film Festival and how the more people that come out and enjoy it, the more people they seem to come back, and they bring additional people and they spread the word. And I think that that's one of the most important parts of the Pan-African Film Festival. Also, that there are, and we shouldn't forget, fine craftspeople out there with jewelry and clothing and a lot of handmade items that are all first class, not, thrown together work, but these people make a living and they're professional artisans.
Well, that's when we spoke to and about Alon, because it's a juried show.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
you just can't sign up, pay, and be in. You have to.
And he's
number
done an
one,
excellent job of selecting the
top
artists that will be there,
Exactly.
top artists.
Exactly. Well, first of all, I enjoyed your show at the 626 Art Gallery.
Wonderful.
And the artists that were there. It was really a wonderful show. And for me, it's always beautiful just to being around the artists because the creative energy that's there is just a blessing.
And that is an ongoing show. It's going through to March.
That's right. So when you're down at the Pan-African Film Fest, if you want to drop downtown to the 626 Gallery, you can do that as well.
Perfect.
And see other works. We appreciate the opportunity to interview you, have you here on the Jazz Zone show, and get ready for an absolutely excellent showcase of fine artists, craftspeople, and the opportunity to visit and speak with you, get an understanding, collect your work,
Exactly.
and go tell folks about it.
And I'm looking forward to that.
And me too. My name is Roscoe Lee Owens, but you know that, but you don't. And my name is Roscoe Lee Owens, and I am your host in the Jazz Zone. And we had a wonderful time here with my good friend, fabulous artist, featured artist for the Pan-African Film and Art Festival 2008, Miss Diane Shannon Young.
Thank you, Roscoe.
Oh, it's a
been
blessing. And I told you it's
pleasure.
going to be a Roscoe thing. Huh?
Oh, yes.